So Steve, the last time we spoke, the three of us were on top of the Green Monster at Fenway before the Winter Classic. A little bit different now as we're getting sand in our toes. So we're walking along the beach. We're here All-Star Weekend. It's been a while since the NHL has been here. I know you've been looking forward to this for a long time. We've all speculated on what it's going to look like and who's going to be involved. Give us the time and temp from your point of view on how things are going and what we're going to see unfold in the next couple of days.
Well, the temp is 50 degrees warmer than the last time.
Meteorologist, Mayor.
Than the last time that we talked.
Sorry, Hein. Hope you're warm in Toronto.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, we're walking down the beach, sand under our feet. This is a really great place to do an event like this. Gives you so many options creatively. We do know, first and foremost, our players, they want to be here. Yeah. Like, this is a place that they've come with their families. They've come for days, not just a couple of days, but for 4 or 5 days. They want to spend time here. So, and we knew that coming in. The environment just lends itself to all the things that we like to do in these big events. And so, we're off and running. We've had a couple of great days of events already. And we're just looking forward to Skills and to the All-Star Game because we do think it's going to be different and special.
Now, I don't want to ruin anything because I think the audience should wait to see what happens as it happens. But I understand that when it came to the dunk tank, or whatever you're officially calling it, Splash shot. Sidney Crosby was incredible in his leadership.
Yeah, we started doing outside events last year in Vegas, and Florida, we got to do this. We got to go outside again, and we just started listing, everything that was Florida: the beach, the water, the golf. We mentioned alligators when we talked at one point. No, but all these.
Don't worry, that's coming up, Steve. That's in my hip pocket.
But all these things that we talked about, and one of the things that we had actually developed a few years back in St. Louis, and we never got there for one reason or another, was a dunk tank idea, and we just said, let's break that out, dust it off. It's perfect with the backdrop of the ocean. So we came up with this game, and we were on a marketing call with everybody from around the league, where I kind of gave an explanation of some of the events, and within minutes I got an email saying, hey, I think Sidney would be really interested in this. And are you kidding me? Of course. Could he participate? And within the last few weeks, he really got into it. First of all, we gave him sort of a description of the event. And ultimately, the event is accuracy shooting, ends with one shot to hit an NHL shield that puts a player in the water. And the only question was, who's going to be Sid's teammate? And Sid went out and he recruited.
There's only one person he could pick.
Who did he pick?
Nathan McKinnon.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
And he convinced Nate, who, by the way, was not going to arrive here on time for the event. Sidney convinced him to get here on time, and they're teammates. Now, I'm not going to tell you what happened in the event.
No, don't.
Yeah, we got to
wait.
Little.
Yeah, we got to see it.
But it was great. It was really good, and to see their reaction and the only thing I'm going to tease is there's a moment where I've never seen a bigger smile on Sidney Crosby's face other than when he won the Stanley Cup.
Okay, now you've got me. We call it in the business of a viewer hook or a listener hook. You've got that.
There we go.
I'm just curious because Jeff and I debated, like, would players want to do this? Do you think it helped sell players on doing it that Crosby was willing to do?
No, so I can't say that because I don't believe that any of the other players knew Sidney was doing it.
Okay.
So, but I will tell you this. The other players totally into the idea.
Okay.
And I've seen it more and more that I think the players are leaning into these fun ideas that are a little different, and they want to participate in them. They feel a little removed from some of the ones that are great, fastest skater, hardest shot. All of those are great events, but they do lean into these because they want to do something a little out of the ordinary, but they're still testing skills. And it also tests their personality and their and to see these guys with big smiles and really talkative out of the rink, it's awesome.
See, I think this is my own personal belief. And you mentioned players leaning into these different types of events. I think things like this are built for your next generation players, for your younger players. I don't think they have the same hang-ups that a previous generation might have about doing something goofy. I think this is the generation of, I don't know, maybe it'll work. Let's just try it and see what happens. Whether it's on the ice, we see how players play, whether it's off the ice with events like this, I very much get the impression, and it sounds like you do too, that the new generation of hockey player is like, cool, let's try it, and doesn't have old school hang-ups about it.
I agree. And I think they're not shy to show a little personality. We tonight with the skills challenge, you've got this event where we have within the event the breakaway challenge, which is where the players go out on the ice and do something really fun and unique. And we've had some really good ones over the years, and we had a lot of players raise their hand this year wanting to do it. We're only going to have 4 of these. And you'll see that throughout the night, it'll be a thread. They're not all happening at the same time. We'll have one at the beginning, and every 10, 15 minutes or so, we'll have another one. So it's a thread throughout the night. But some of the ideas that have come from both the player and their team management, and then from us, all working together to come up with some really fun moments. It's significant. We're seeing this trend of players wanting to do these events and not going, it's not for me. There's a few players that don't want, but the majority want. The majority want to be in these events. They want to do something a little different. And listen, you might qualify some of the things that they're going to do during the skills competition as like, really? But who cares?
As long as people like it,
who cares?
But do you think that's a reflection of, this is a group of young people that have grown up putting themselves out there on social media from the first time they picked up a phone and downloaded an app? This to them is no different than, I'm putting this up on social media. This is going on my Instagram. Like that's the mentality, right?
Yeah, and I also think, a few players that did it last year, have said that, they went other places and people were like, oh, hey, Jack Hughes, that was really funny with the magic trick. Or, the people remember them for those unique moments. And, the ones that we're going to do during the skills challenge, like they have the potential to go very viral, but for the right reasons.
Fun reasons.
Fun reasons, I don't want to give away too much, but it is a mixture also of younger and older players that are going to do it. So, to your point, yes, I think the younger ones are more interested, but I also think the older ones are coming around a little bit because they see the younger players doing it and they're okay with it too. So, I think we're going to have some fun with that. And, I just love skills because, you just listen to players and they're talking to each other, and you kind of realize who has friendships and who have the big personalities. And, it's our goal on the television shows that are produced in the US and Canada to really show off player personality during skills. Yeah.
I did want to ask you, I remember a few years ago, we wanted to do Crosby and Ovechkin together at one of the media tours. And people were polite about it, but they said those two were not at the point yet where they're welcome to do that. So you have them going together in the breakaway challenge. Was that a difficult sell?
No. So something must have happened in the last few years. No. Not at all. I think both of them are at a point now of their careers where they really are taking a step back and realizing, okay, we're not going to be doing this for that much longer. And they appreciate each other. They've fed off each other. Yes, they're ultimate rivals, but they're also so connected, and they appreciate each other. And their moment will, I think, really play into that. Their mutual admiration for each other. And I do think, based on what we have planned, it will be the moment of the night. How about that?
It is fascinating because, coming out of 2005, the growth of this league, a lot of it was fueled by and centered around Sid versus Ovi. Like, this league for the longest time, like, that's been the individual battle, the team battle, the Penguins and the Washington Capitals. So to have these players at this point in their career finally come together on something, I don't think that can be understated. Like, I think this is a big deal. We've all heard, behind the scenes, do they really like each other? Is there a legit feud between the two? I think this is a big thing. I really do.
And I will say, we simply asked the question and without hesitation got on both sides let's do it. And what we've got planned is fun and funny, and will be like a really nice moment. But I do think, as part of it, we do want to show that there is a mutual admiration between the two. And they've gone head to head, and we all know that story, but yet it's going to end well. It feels like it's at a really nice point, and let's face it, two of the greatest players that have ever played the game. It's a really nice moment, and given where we are, they're both here. You don't know how many more years are they both going to be all-stars. Yep. We definitely wanted them to do something together.